Everyone loves a carousel and can probably remember the first time they rode in circles on a colorful horse going up and down on a pole. Next spring, Cincinnati will have a brand new merry-go-round called Carol Ann's Carousel in Smale Riverfront Park. As Joe Webb shows us, this isn't your grandparents' carousel, but it will seem familiar.
While the steel and glass for Carol Ann's Carousel rises along the Ohio riverfront, the jewels for this box are taking shape 180 miles away.
This is our carving department.
Kate Blakely is the marketing director for Carousel Works, the Mansfield, Ohio company that is hand carving and hand painting the 46 figures for Cincinnati's carousel. They are the last custom, handmade carousel makers around. They encourage their customers to make their carousel uniquely theirs.
And I think Cincinnati really grabbed on tight to that theory, and I think that's what they're doing. Each figure is something that's either indigenous to Cincinnati or part of its history, or someone who's lived there and wants something specific represented that means something to them.
Marilyn is painting a rabbit whose saddle has images of Cincinnati's 7 hills and butterflies from the Crone Conservatory. There's a red-capped baseball horse draped in pennants and saddled by a catcher's mitt. Bubbles, an ivory-colored horse with a Crosley radio saddle, is called the soap opera horse. There are lots of bugs. This firefly is still being carved into shape. The full-grown cicada is already painted and jeweled. Each figure is designed with some subtle but recognizable detail. The gorilla saddle is decorated like the tile from Carew Towers Arcade. And once this giraffe is sanded, its horns will be highlighted by a tiara like the Queen City Tower. Cincinnati Parks solicited suggestions from the public for what figures people wanted to see, and a lot of people wanted an Oktoberfest horse.
So we sent the Carousel Works artists pictures of lederhosen and hats with feathers, and suggested that in fact they decorate or carve the horse with lederhosen, with the hat, with a beer barrel saddle.
This is what they brewed up. It was a challenge. Although Carousel Works has made thousands of original horses, Cincinnati was the first to ask for hats and pants.
We actually found an image of, I think it was a pug dog that had like a lederhosen costume on, so we kind of used that as to where to put everything.
This guy is no pug.
It's a pretty lengthy process. It'll take anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks to turn one of these blocks of basswood into a penguin, bobcat, or flying pig headed to the banks.
Donors ponied up $30,000 for the big outer ring carousel figures, $20,000 and $10,000 for the smaller inner ring figures. Next spring, this colorful menagerie will make a beeline for the Ohio riverfront, where they'll just go round and round for generations to come.
I think it's going to be an exciting carousel. It's going to have a lot of bling. They want jewels on all the figures, and it's going to be a real happy place, I think.
A dolled-up attraction where you can take history for a ride. In Mansfield, Joe Webb, Local 12 News.
I love it, don't you? So clever. Jonathan Queen, a Cincinnati artist, is painting 16 panels that will be on the facade. Apprentice artists from Artworks are painting 16 additional scenes that will decorate the center of Carol Ann's Carousel. Wasn't that neat?
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, it'd be a great addition to the riverfront. I know you'll be down there riding.
It's nice to see some old world charm, you know, brought back to Cincinnati in that respect. And where they're putting it, you can see it from all sorts of different places around town. So that's going to be really neat.